Hey everybody, this is Mumbling Nick with the second ever People in Glass Houses video. And just like the first one, this one is going to be about a trans issue taking place at the Olympic Games. I'm sure most of you have heard of Imane Khelif by now, an Algerian boxer. Um, Basically, certain people claim that she is a man and she's just beating and assaulting women in the ring. And of course, nothing could be farther from the truth. Khalif was born female. She was raised female. Her passport says female. If you look at the picture next to me, if you see the little girl with the red circle around her head, that's her. That's Khalif. It's not even legal to be trans in the country she's from. So by spreading these lies, people are putting her freedom and her life in danger. And why? Why do you people do this? The right wing has always said the way you tell if someone's a female is if they have a vagina. Well, Khalif has a vagina. This is your own standard. What? It's not good enough now? What's the new standard going to be? If someone doesn't look quote unquote feminine enough for you, are you going to ask them to show you their genitals? This is crazy. I don't know why you guys go looking for this stuff. I mean, no offense to the trans community, but I don't think about you guys from day to day. I always hear about these issues from right wingers who must either be closetedly watching it or just looking for it because they hate it. I've already stated I would have no idea who Dylan Mulvaney was if it wasn't for Kid Rock blowing up beer cans and the right wing going crazy. There just aren't a lot of trans athletes out there. That's why you guys got to manufacture them, like making this one up. And it's such faux outrage. Like, you guys don't really care about female sports. I mean, there's another one going around now. This thing took place like 2 years ago, but of course, they got drummed up because people got to go looking for it. There's this volleyball player in high school down in North Carolina. Her name is Peyton McNabb. Couple years ago, she claimed she was paralyzed when a trans player on the other team spiked the ball. The ball hit her in the head, knocked her out. She claims the player was laughing at her and all this stuff. First off, there's no proof that the player laughed at her. I don't know if the player did or not, but there's no video of it. I don't know how Peyton would know if she was knocked out. She's clearly not paralyzed. She's walking around just fine, hitting all the right wing talk show circuit. In fact, she played on the high school basketball team for months after this took place. That's amazing for someone who's paralyzed. The truth is, she just wasn't good enough. Just like Riley Gaines, the female swimmer, isn't good enough. She got famous and makes the right wing talk show circuit because she lost to a trans female and about 6 or 7 biological females. She just wasn't good enough. Just like the Italian boxer wasn't good enough. And I'm not going to rag on her too much because she apologized, and we accept apologies. That's why pencils have erasers. But you're making heroes out of people who quit and just aren't good enough because you hate trans women that much. That's just awful. That's no way to go through life. And just to make up these lies that Khalif is assaulting, destroying women when first of all, she is a woman, but her pro boxing record is only 9-5. And while she's 37-9 internationally, she only has 5 knockouts. In almost 50 fights, just 5 KOs. That's not demolishing people. She's just a good, solid boxer. And yeah, she obviously has some sort of genetic defect or whatever that probably gives her extra testosterone. So I'm not unreasonable. If you guys want to like set limits on testosterone, I think that's fair. But until then, she's just a female boxer boxing other female boxers. And that is it. You can't lie and say it's a man when it's not a man. You know, if you want to be mad at a man, there's an actual child predator, pedophile, and rapist in the Olympics right now. There is a Dutch beach volleyball player who raped a 12-year-old girl in England, only got 13 months for it, and is now playing in the Olympics. Yet I haven't heard one of you mention this guy or complain about this guy. You claim you want to protect women. Well, there's a friggin' pedophile rapist in the Olympics right now. You have no problem with that. Is it because he's a white male? But because you think Khalif is a trans woman? Well, why she's not. So why don't you protect her since you care so much about protecting women? And just to get one other thing out of the way, because I know someone's probably going to bring this up, there is a story going around that Khalif has like XY chromosome, which would make her a man. First off, there's no proof of this at all. Okay. There was one test supposedly taken by an IBA agent who is Russian right after Khalif beat a Russian boxer. So there's motive there. They're known to be, not on the up and up. Nobody has seen this test. I think that's why the Olympic Committee just didn't take it into consideration at all, because I am not an unreasonable person. I understand that someone that was born biologically a male will have an advantage, especially in a physical sport. So, like I said, we can have this conversation, but that's not what's going on here. This is a biological female in the story. And I'm rooting for her because right now she's taking on the whole world and her opponents in the ring. Anyway, that's all I really got to say about this one. I just wanted to get this out there. As I mentioned before, this is probably what these videos are going to look like for a little while. I know they're not great. There's no fancy editing. They're not visually pleasing, but I'm hoping the content and the conversation is enough for now. Like, I think that's important. I think we need to have conversations. I would love to have people come on with me. If anyone wants to talk about something or leave comments, like I'll talk to anybody about anything, but that's what's important to me. There's too much trans hate in the world. There's far too much trans hate in the Dabbleverse. I've seen it against the women at Trainwreck. And obviously, we've seen it against John's oldest child. And I have been against that since day one. That is not cool. Everyone that knows me knows that. Anyway, this is Mumbling Nick. I'm thanking you again for joining this episode. And we'll wait for the third one to come out. Remember, you don't cross the nooch. Gigia. And Khalif, go win it, girl. We're rooting for you.